Golden Grain Inn. The Golden Grain is one of the headquarters of cult activity in the village. The owner, Bertram Beswell, AC 10 hit points 8, was one of the earliest converts and has modified the inn over the last year to serve the needs of the cult. He carries a dagger beneath his apron at all times. All of the customers present will be cult members, usually from outlying farms. 1. Common room. Here it is. This room seems like a pleasant place, but the people are subdued, generally sitting alone. Those sitting together are not talking, and no fires are lit in the fireplaces. Several barrels of light and dark beer are tapped behind the bar. Cult members. Here, 3 to 12, 3d4, customers sit quietly about the large common room, sipping from mugs. There is an 80% chance that the assassin, Derek Desley, room 6, which is on the upper floor, it's got lots of secret doors coming out of it, will be present. Bertram Beswell, the hefty proprietor, will greet strangers cheerfully and offer a drink of beer, wine, or brandy, since his instructions from the cult direct him to behave thus. Food and rooms are also available. Beswell will attempt to learn why the party is in the lane, and, if his suspicions are aroused, he will try to persuade them to stay in his inn for the night. If Beswell feels that they are a threat to the cult, he may even offer a reduced rate in order to arrange an ambush. See cult activities. He may also offer free drinks that have been drugged by his cook. See room 2. Yeah, it's his cook in there. Food and drink are available here, but the quality is poor and the price is nothing short of outrageous. There's a Golden Grain price list. 2. Kitchen. There it is there. This room, this is player text. This room is obviously a kitchen. Jars of beans, bread, flour, and dried meat can be seen stored in several open cupboards. A short, fat-faced man is busily wiping off a none too clean table. For the DM, the chef, cook, dishwasher, and so on is Snigrot Dogroot, Assassin 3, AC 9, hit points 11, attack 1 at AT +1, damage 1 to 4. I think there's a typo here, it says 1 to 41. Strength 1, this is a bit weird. Strength 1, Wisdom 8, Dexterity 15, Constitution 11, Charisma 5, sorry. There's a bit of a typo, there's no intelligence missing. Anyway, he keeps a dagger +1 in his boot. Sigrot will be rude and short-tempered toward any stranger in his kitchen. There is nothing of special value or interest here. Sigrot is a master of drugged drinks. These have a delay of 1 to 2 turns, after which the victim must make a save versus poison. If the save is made, the person will feel groggy and know something is wrong. -2 to all hit rolls. If the save is failed, the character is rendered unconscious for 5 to 10, 1d6 +4 hours. If some player characters, are captured, see the notes on captured characters in cult activity section. If the drinks are drugged, Beswell will attempt to disarm the party's suspicions until at least half the party is affected. He will then call for the 5 cult members in room 11 to help take them prisoner. Particular attention will be paid to magic users. Beswell knows about sleep spells. The cult members in the common room will not generally press the attack unless led by the main NPCs, Beswell, Sigrot, and Derek. The party's best response is immediate flight, for the cult members will not pursue outside the inn itself. If the characters leave quickly enough, they may not even be in great danger, for Beswell will not order the capture until he is nearly certain of its success, at minimal risk to himself. 3. Outhouse. This is a small, battered-looking shack with a sagging door and regulation hole in the seat. I love that description. 4. Where's the outhouse? Very important. Must know, it's not actually on the map. That's okay. As long as it's got a regulation hole, we're good. 4. Bertram's Den. 4. Okay, back here. This is to be read out loud. 4 large and comfortable chairs face a huge fireplace in the east wall, while a bare wooden table has 4 hard chairs placed around it. Crates of plates and mugs are stacked in the southeast corner. Then DM text. If Bertram is in the bedroom, the door will be locked. Otherwise, it stands open. Bertram's bedroom, 5. Over here in the top corner. Oh, looks like there's a secret trapdoor or something. Text to be read aloud. A huge, soft bed is the major feature of this room. A desk strewn with papers and a hard wooden chair sit next to the bed. Several plain woolen rugs lie on the floor. A large brass-wound wooden chest rests against the north wall. DM text. An examination of the documents will show them to be the very poorly kept bookkeeping records of the inn. The chest is trapped with a dose of slow gas that will be released if the chest is opened without a key. The key to the chest is in a niche carved into the underframe of the bed. The gas will affect everyone in the room, no saving throw. The effect lasts 8 rounds. The chest contains fresh aprons, a long sword, and routine items of clothing. There is a secret panel in the bottom of the chest, below which is stored Bertram's latest offering to the cult. He intends to deliver it to the temple as soon as the sum is rounded off. 136 GP, 496 silver pieces, and 889 copper pieces. 1 rug conceals the trapdoor to the secret room in cellar room 18. Oh, yes, yes. 6, large guest room. So this is upstairs. This, player text, sorry. This room contains a bed, a storage chest, a table, and 4 chairs. A rough rug covers the centre of the floor. DM text. This is the chamber of Derek Desley, Assassin 4, AC 5, hit points 15, attack 1, damage 1 to 6, strength 14, intelligence 12, wisdom 8, dexterity 16, constitution 14, charisma 7. There is only a 20% chance that he will be here during the inn's normal hours. Otherwise, he will be in the common room, room 1. Derek bears a short sword and wears leather armor +1. A long scar runs down the right side of his face, making his appearance bizarre and frightening. Interesting. Derek is certainly the meanest person in Orlane. He considers a murder rushed if less than 3 hours elapse between the first wound and the coup de grace. He uses a slim dagger for his work, carrying the blade in a sheath at the nape of his neck. Derek is the only person to somehow mask the fact that he is not charmed in his meeting with the reptile god. That he was not charmed in his meeting with the reptile god. He is masquerading as a cult member, but his first priority always concerns himself. He follows the orders of the innkeeper in abducting persons from rooms 7 to 10. So the ones that got secret doors. But he has been siphoning off many of the funds gathered by the cult. If his cover becomes shaky, he will leave town. He has a locked iron strongbox under his bed, and he always keeps the key on a string around his neck. A poison needle trap in the lock could bring an abrupt end to the unwary and unlucky thief who tries to pick the lock without removing the trap. The chest contains 5 gems, 500 GP times 2, 450 GP, 300 GP, and 200 GP. 160 platinum pieces and 1,087 gold pieces. Woo! 3 bottles are wrapped in a lush velvet cloth, each containing a clear liquid. They are a poison potion, save at +4 if only a sip taken, a potion of healing, and a potion of gaseous form. Nice. Good to know. Each bottle contains 1 dose. And there's a cool picture. Something about that picture. Look at the trog face. Room 7. So 7 to 10 are the guest rooms. 7. Small guest room, 2 GP per night. This room has 2 large beds and a desk. The one-way secret door can only be opened from the far side from room 6, where Derek is. Can only be opened from the far side by releasing a catch and pushing it into the room. It is used for kidnapping guests. See cult activities. 8. Small guest room, 2 GP per night. This room contains 3 beds but is otherwise identical to room 7. 9. Crowded guest room. 12 silver pieces per night per bed. This small room has 4 beds crowded into it, with a plain table and 4 chairs at the centre. The secret door is the same as in rooms 7 and 8. 10. Posh guest room, 4 GP per night. This large room has a luxuriously soft bed, a small closet, and a nicely constructed table and chairs. Its fireplace is topped with an ornate mantel carved with detailed images of sprites and dryads. The secret door is the same as the others. 11. Cult members' room. Where's 11? Over here. This is player text. This room looks like common sleeping quarters. There are 5 armed men in this room who rise when you open the door. DM text. Cult members! The 5 men, NM, which I guess is normal man, maybe. AC 6, hit points 5 each, attack 1, D damage 1 to 6. Stay here, rarely venturing out of this or the neighbouring room. They wear studded leather armour and carry shields and short swords. These cult members aid Derek in abducting inn guests and villagers. See cult activities. They take their meals in room 12, next door, and don't enter the common room 1 when the customers are present. They have donated their worldly goods to the cult and consequently are penniless. They will come out of their room to investigate a disturbance on the 2nd floor, or if called by Bertram, Derek, or Snigrot. Okay, good to know. 12 is the cult utility and dining room, where they eat. 2 tables and 8 chairs occupy this otherwise bare room. A tray with 6 dirty plates and mugs on it sits on one of the tables. 13. Small room. Small guest room. Iggy Olivero. I think Iggy Olivero will go with. AC 10, hit points 4. Olivero. A merchant from Hook Hill has been a long-time resident of this room. When travelling through a lane several months earlier, he was foolish enough to take the room at the Golden Grain Inn, from which he was abducted and charmed. A ransom demand was sent to Hook Hill, claiming that Iggy was in the hands of Dim Forest bandits. The money was long since paid, the proceeds going to the coffers of the Reptile god, of course, and the merchant will be returned to Hook Hill as soon as enough cult members can be spared to give him a safe escort through the forest. Once home, the merchant will begin to pave the way for a cult chapter in that fair city. All his belongings have been confiscated, so he lives here with merely the robe he wears. If discovered by adventurers, he will claim to be a prisoner, although his door is unlocked. As soon as possible, he will betray or escape his rescuers. So he's in the small room. Yeah, cool. (14) Dormitory room. Big one. This was a popular and inexpensive room before Bertram's conversion, though now it is used but rarely. Since guests are usually assigned to the ambush rooms across the hall, the only people who use this room are cult members staying in the village for some reason. It is currently empty. 15. Main cellar room. Okay, so this is downstairs. The big room. The stairway from the kitchen ends in this dark, musty room with no windows. Many tables and chairs, some broken, are stacked against the south wall. Cobwebs cover much of the ceiling, filling in the spaces between the rafters. 2 unlocked wooden doors flank the stairway, and the walls have many torch sockets arranged along them at neat intervals. One opens the secret door to room 18. 16. Wet goods storage. 16. Okay. Underneath the stairs-ish. This is player text. A dozen kegs and casks of various sizes are kept here. The room has a dirt floor and the air here is damp and chilled. 2 small casks contain red and white wine. This is DM text, sorry. 2 small casks contain red and white wine, while the rest contain different types of beer. The outside cellar door is locked and barred from the inside. There is nothing else of interest here. Okay, so the door going out. It's locked and barred from the inside. 17. Dry goods storage. Again, near the stairs. Player text. This room has a wooden floor, upon which are stacked a number of crates and boxes. And DM text. These contain the necessary implements for running of the inn, extra platters, utensils, cases of flour, grain, and dried beans. There is nothing further interest here. There is nothing of further interest here. 18. Secret meeting room. Okay, so this is where characters are taken when captured. The catch on the secret door is released by pulling down on a torch socket in room 15. So that's coming in from the same level. The room beyond contains a table, several benches, and a ladder rising to a trapdoor in the ceiling to Beswell's room 5. In the southeast corner is a stout wooden door with a bar across this side, holding it firmly shut. The room is otherwise empty. Why is it barred from there? Oh, okay. That door goes into the underground. Alright, let's read the rest of this. 19. Underground passages. The corridor beyond the southeast door has been hastily excavated from the dirt. It is shored at 5-foot intervals with heavy timbers on the walls and ceiling. This is player text, by the way. The ceiling is only 6 feet high. The floor is smooth dirt. There is an odour of must and decay here. The air is unusually cold. Many rats scurry for cover as the door is opened. DM text. The rats are harmless and will not attack. 20. Central chamber. Alright, this is the middle of the warren, some ways from the entrance. Player text. The corridor gradually descends away from the inn. At first, there is only 6 feet of headroom, but in this room, the ceiling is 10 foot off the floor. DM text. Coiled around a rotting rafter is a constrictor snake. AC 5, movement 9, HD 4+1, hit point 16, attacks 2, damage 1 to 4, and 2 to 8 plus constriction. The snake will drop onto a character passing beneath it, surprising it on a 1 to 5. If the group has stated that they are examining the ceiling, however, the chance of surprise is normal. Because of the chilly temperature, the snake moves at half speed and attacks at a -2 to hit. Nice touch. 21. Secret treasure room. Okay. That's just off in the middle somewhere. This secret door is made of canvas over a wooden frame, painted to blend into the earth of the chamber walls. It is not locked, since its construction is too frail to prevent a determined person from entering in any event. The room below has a low 5-foot ceiling. The dingy chamber has 3 chests in it that are used to store the donations to the cult when they fill the chest in Bertram's bedroom. Since the entire horde was moved to the temple and then to the Naga's lair less than a month ago, all 3 chests are open and empty. 22. Large dirt chamber. This is off to the northwest. This room appears empty and this is player text, sorry. This room appears empty, and it is noteworthy only for the fact that the timbers at the far end have collapsed, leaving a pile of loose earth against the wall. DM text. If the characters disturb the dirt, they will awaken a mud viper. Giant poisonous snake, AC 5, movement 15, hit dice 4 plus 2, hit points 19, attack 1, damage 1 to 3 plus poison. Because of the chilly temperature in the chamber, the snake's movement and number of attacks are cut in half. It also strikes at a -2 to hit. 23, Ghoulish Vault. So this is in the southeast corner. Herein lies the true horror of this small network of tunnels and the reason for the bar across the outer door. 3 ghouls. Yeeks. AC 6, movement 9, hit dice 2, hit points 8 each, attack 3, damage 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 6, plus paralyzation, occupy this bone-littered room, surviving on rats and the occasional unfortunate captive or animal that is turned loose in the labyrinth. 24, Statue of the Naga. So this is in the southwest. The human face of this statue is the first thing seen when entering the chamber. This extremely authentic carving has been created out of several tusks of ivory, skillfully blended by a master craftsman and raised on a stone dais. It is worth 5,000 gold pieces, but it's equivalent in weight to 8,000 gold pieces, so moving it will be very difficult. The statue may be broken into smaller parts to be moved, but each break will detract 1,000 GP from its value. There is a 15% cumulative chance that each break will cause the statue to shatter into worthless scraps. Previously separated pieces are worth 1,000 GP each. Random. Not random. Cumulative. 25, Empty Chamber. There is nothing in this area. 25. It's just like a random bit off to the west. Okay, that is all of the Golden Grain Inn.